We're in. We're live.
There
we go.
I see it.
We're back. Wow, these technical things we'll get through. Hi everybody. It's us again. We're just talking about really shocking movies, and we all have shocking movies that we all like and some that we can't stand. So we're all going to go over and talk about a few of them. Boy, I am bad at this. Mike, say something.
Mike, say something. Yes. Okay. I shall say something. Yes. Hi, I'm their buddy Mike. Tonight we want to talk about messed up movies. And there is so much to discuss there. I mean, for those who know Tom and the new reviews may have seen a few of his extreme cinema removes. I can't even talk. Stephanie Barbosa is like Hostel 2. No, Hostel 2 is kind of like Pee-wee's Playhouse of what we want to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to the deep, dark, sordid corners of cinema.
We're talking the dark web of cinema.
That's not a real thing,
like
you know that.
Sharknado.
They paid me to say that.
Like Sharknado. Ugh.
Hey, there's scientific basis for Sharknado, okay? We had this out the last time.
Yeah. Sharknado is like a walk in the park compared to some of these movies.
Sharknado's a blissful time with the kids compared to all of these movies. A nice romp in the park on a sunny day when you don't have to stay 6.6 feet away from each other. That kind of thing.
So yes, messed up movies. The pictures that dare to go there.
Yeah.
There are so many. Now, I've seen that there seems to be two kinds of this extreme horror, where you have one which really wants to get deep and try and have some form of moral or story or point and uses messed up imagery to actually drive that point home. But then you've got the other side of extreme horror, which is just, let's have a showcase of gore. Let's just rip somebody apart for an hour and a half. Let's just get completely depraved with what we can show
One side of
people.
it's a total psychological mind fuck, essentially. And then, as you said, the other half of it is just how much meat can we display in an hour and a half period. Not connected to where it's supposed to be connected, preferably. Yeah,
it's like two great examples would be something along the lines of a Serbian film, which is considered, the absolute Mac Daddy of disturbing
and then
cinema.
Guinea Pig.
Then you've got Guinea Pig as a great example as the other side of the coin, which is just, let's just disembowel somebody for an hour and a half. But no, I always steered more towards the moralistic movies, so whether it is something like a Serbian film. But I still get drawn to watching the messed up gore fests that have absolutely no plot or just a showcase and effects. But give me a plot any day. Any day.
What do you think draws people to movies that are just so extreme and so disturbing?
I'm sick in the head, is mine.
I think it's just a macabre fascination. I mean, the amount of people that are interested in reading about serial killers and just the dark goings on in the world, there is this weird fascination there. And I think you translate that to screen and actually, visualize some of the messed up movies, messed up situations. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, I shouldn't be watching this. Is that internal anarchist that says, stay off the grass, let's play football. Don't watch that movie. I'm going to watch it. Why can't I watch this movie? There's this natural anarchism which people have, this need to go against the system. And there's people out there that see this opening in the market, that people want to see this messed up stuff. So they're making the movies and it's all business at the end of the day.
There's also partially, it's from a filmmaker standpoint as well, that it's kind of like, you get put within all these rules what you're able to shoot and stuff, and some guys just want to be out there and be like, how far past the line can I actually get this movie before they're just like, halt, no more making of this movie. Like it's like a Serbian film, outside of the kind of the socio-political undertones that are in it, it is essentially just a cinema showcase on how to try and push the envelope way beyond what is conventionally acceptable.
I think audiences are getting more jaded as to what's acceptable and what's boundary pushing. I was watching an older horror movie last week, and I'm like, at the time, this movie was probably terrifying. Now it's like quaint. Imagine showing them Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein.
I'm not telling you why I'm laughing.
But there are parts there that, are structured just like a horror movie at the time. It had the same music, the same lighting, the same editing. They switched tone a lot, but this would be considered terrifying back then. You got Dracula and all that, but it's cute now. I mean, we can actually see it as, as entertaining, but imagine an audience from back then watching Saw or even something like Halloween. That would probably blow some minds.
Well, a great example would be something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Exorcist.
Yeah.
They were so ahead of their time in what they're showing. I know there's a lot of issue with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is probably considered the first extreme horror movie. And the irony being, it's not extreme; it's relatively bloodless. It's more conceptually disturbing. But yeah, of its time, was it 1976? I believe I can't remember. Yeah, nobody had ever seen anything like that. They'd only ever seen mythical and fantasy creatures, with the exception maybe of Psycho, which again...
Hold on, I lost audio.
Tom's lost audio. Just give him a sec.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey!
My wireless headphones decided to die on me.
But interestingly, if you look at Leatherface and Norman Bates, consider the original extreme horror movies, they're both based on reality. If you ever read into Ed Gein, The Butcher of Plainfield, and it's like, okay, he could be considered the genesis of extreme cinema. Could this one man? And what is contributing, even if you look at Silence of the Lambs, which is probably the highest regarded horror movie of all time. I believe it's in the IMDb's top 10 movies of all time, or top 20 movies of all time, and it is an exceptional movie. Again, based on. Well, I think. Again, all based on Ed Gein. So yeah, if you want to look it back into extreme cinema, Timothy Gordon. I'll leave this one to Tom.
Oh, thank you, Timothy.
Sorry, I look like I'm being rude. I'm sharing out the stream.
So yeah, it's the most extreme cinema is actually based in reality. It's real acts which people have seen, whether it be on the news or on the internet, of utter depravity. When you switch it up and go into fiction, unbelievable circumstances, extremity loses its extreme feel and becomes just basically a gore flick. It's kind of lost all its suspension of disbelief.
Nuances, I believe, are the word you're looking for.
That's a great way of putting it. Thank you.
It's like if it has a reality base to it, it can feel that more scary because it can happen.
Well, that's always going to be what grasps people. I mean, I know it's not a extreme horror film, but if you take Arachnophobia, for instance, I love that movie as well. And if you look at it, it is essentially just a over the top cheesy 1980s, is it 1980s, 1990s horror B movie.
It was 90, yeah.
It was kind of a horror B movie, 92. But it rocked people because people are genuinely shit scared of massive spiders. Actually, no, people are shit scared of small spiders, and they had massive spiders.
And we also loved it. And we also loved it because John Goodman.
So good. He's great in everything. Where he's essentially the spider version of... Yeah.
He stole that movie.
Dude, he rocked up the spider version of Ghostbusters. I mean...
Yes!
You can't,
Yes!
You can't beat that kind of shit. It's so good.
He should be made an honorary Ghostbuster. In this new movie, which I'm really irritated they've pushed back, can we have a crossover with Arachnophobia where John Goodman turns up as the exterminator
I
from
may be the only
Arachnophobia.
person saying this. I'm also quite upset they pushed Morbius back.
And Morbius as well, yeah.
I don't know why. I always liked the Morbius character. You know, he's a little bit vampire. He's a little bit superhero. What you gonna do? You know, I was looking forward to it. But yeah, 2021. How do you? I know this is a bit of a sidetrack from our actual topic of conversation, but how do you feel about this? Bringing movies to the home for $20 rental. Do you think this could be like a end of cinema? Maybe.
I don't think anybody. We want the big chairs. We want the big screen. We want the popcorn. We want the experience. There's something quite majestic about the theatre, the cinema, that the home just cannot replicate.
There's an energy you get with an audience that's involved that you just can't get with you're not in a room with 100 other people watching the same movie. Like in Endgame, at the certain key points of that movie, no spoilers, when people cheer in that, you just feel this rush, and you can't get that.
We don't get that over here.
This side of the pond, people are not interactive in cinemas. You see a Brit or an Irishman go to the cinema, we sit down in pure silence. If anybody makes a noise, we will kill them.
That was actually why I was going to say I ordinarily don't really like going to the cinema, because I always end up having to scream at some 13-year-old little asshole, just like, can you shut the fuck up, please, for 5 fucking minutes?
No, the first time I went to cinema in America, it was to see hearing the atmosphere of the stadium. It really was like a city there. Watching movies in a cinema in America is far better than watching one in, say, Britain and Ireland.
You're going to have to say that again. Your camera cut out there.
Yeah, cinemas in America are far better.
That's like when George Lucas went to a screening of Star Wars in Japan. The entire audience was dead silent through the whole movie, and he thought he was bombing. And later they told him, or he found out later, that because the audience loved the movie. In the movies in Japan, they show respect to a movie by being stone quiet, and then they cheer at the end, or they clap at the end. But it was completely different what he was expecting, and he thought he was bombing because they were so.
It's the same with the
movie.
wrestling culture over there. Like, if you're used to going to the live, like, American wrestling shows, and the crowd are going mental and they're screaming stuff at the wrestlers and stuff, in Japan, they sit there in silence. You do your match. If you do a really cool move, you know, it's a culture shock how differently they do things over there. But it is, like, I'd agree with you. It's a lot more respectful. Like, I mean, I'm in there, like, people are paying money to go in and watch the movie. Like, if there's a whole moment and the whole crowd go mental together, that's awesome. But when you just have some little peon just talking through what should be a good script from what you've been told,
but that's really good. That's a really good segue to bring it back to the topic, because if you look at extreme disturbing cinema in general, is there anybody better than, well, any continent better than Asia?
The Italians and the French.
The French did some great ones in the 2000s. If you look at the French extreme movement of, like, Martyrs, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, or Irreversible, The Inside, High Tension, this string of messed up movies, and I love them. Frontiers, that was probably one of my favorite ones as well, which is like a retelling of it's like a revisioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it goes so much further. But it was out of its time. It was 20, 30 years too late. But yeah, Frontiers was so much fun.
Which one's Frontiers again?
It's
in the crazy farm with the inbred mountain people.
Pretty much, yeah. And they've got all the kidnapped, the other kidnapped travelers in the cellar dungeons.
Okay. That's it. I had that. Irreversible. That's what I had in my head for a minute. I was like,
Innovative, basically they want to use them to increase their own family. They want to have them to get them to have children and father children to their own kids, but it's just a pure, brutal, gory mess.
I do agree with you though when it comes to like just complete over the top gore fest. You're looking Asia.
You are looking at. You look at something like Tokyo Gore Police or The Machine Girl or Ichi the Killer.
Audition.
Audition is a serious psychological thriller with some horror aspects when you get into the meat and bones of the flick. Tokyo Gore Police and Machine Girl and all of them are it's just hyper gore with the loosest of plots. It's literally just an anime plot, but with real people.
And how I love it.
I'm going to pull up a Tokyo Gore Police trailer and play it behind us, I think.
Please do, yeah. Just look
actually, will
in
it
the
go
comments
Machine
as
Girl?
well. Either or.
Machine Girl. I'll go Machine Girl.
So we've got some interesting comments here. We've got the August Underground modem. August Underground is like the found footage one. I didn't really get on board with August Underground. It's like, what was the other one? The Vomit Gore trilogy, like Regurgitated, and what was the other one? The Murder Set Pieces. That was another one that was like the found footage, but it's right there in the title. You know what you're going to be seeing. It was like Faces of Death. That was another one. Flower of Flesh and Blood, that was the movie. And Alain Trier, Inside, going back to French movies. One that's really bothered me with some of these high-profile disturbing movies, like Inside and like Martyrs, is when they're remade, and they never quite dare go the distance.
You see, they're being remade in a... it's customarily by an American market where they're looking to tone everything down so they can have it as a 15 or just 18 rating movie, and then they can release the super uncut, here's all the gore DVD special DVD box edition thing. That's why. And they just a lot of the American cinema just don't get the subtlety of some of those things, that like there's a lot of gore there, but there's a lot of subtle storytelling going on as well. Or not subtle storytelling in the case of some things.
Oh, Machine Girl in the Window. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just so much fun.
I have to see this movie.
You haven't seen?
Yeah, I haven't seen this one.
She's a girl. She gets attacked by a bunch of dudes. Yakuza. They mangle her body up, and then she gets the majority of her limbs replaced with firearms, and then goes to town.
Wow.
And goes on a mental killing spree.
Big, massive.
Yeah, that's the Machine Girl.
I'm in.
Did you know there's a sequel to this?
Yes, which is even crazier if memory serves me correctly.
It is even crazier. It's called Shyness Machine Girl, where basically there is another girl that gets a minigun installed up her ass. Do, and she can only use said minigun if she becomes shy and embarrassed. That's about the size of it. That is the size of the film. It was only a short film, only about 30 minutes, as I remember.
Good.
It's only a short edition kind of thing?
Yeah. But it kind of exists for no reason other than to
having
be weird.
A minigun that comes out of your butt and activating that through the power of shyness seem like two contradictory goals.
Then watch the movie.
All I can think about is, how do you reload it?
Pelvic thrust. Yeah.
Do you have like bullet suppositories?
Is it like a muzzle loader?
Do you know, as you can probably gather by the name or the title of both of these movies, reloading, not really an issue in it, believe it or not. Do they?
You swallow.
I can't remember Machine Gun. I can't remember.
Oh, wow. Timothy Gordon, he needs a dressing.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank you, Timothy. Gotta go back to the trenches in the AM for me.
Timothy Gordon, who's our legend.
You, sir, are a
Send
saint.
Tom a picture, and we'll have a picture of you on the next stream, just in memory of Timothy. No, wait, that sounds bad.
Wow, what a guy! What a guy!
Incredible.
High fives all around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will we just do high fives? We can do high fives. I'm always up to
High five.
Oh, my hand's away.
Double high five. Was it Demolition Man where they did the high five but stopped and did a washy?
No. That's the handshake wave thing. Dude, someone literally only mailed me about that. I've been saying it for like a week and a half because everyone's been like, "Oh, it's so like 28 days later, and it's so like this and so like that." And I'm like, it's like fucking Demolition Man. It's like Demolition Man. Nobody's allowed to talk to each other. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
And everyone's using 3 seashells.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, that was the comparison. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull
seashells.
up. If my friend James is watching this, thank you because you're the one that brought me.
If it's anything like cruise ship work, I can only imagine that 1 washes, 1 rinses, and 1 sanitizes. That's all I can come up with.
Oh no! He didn't send me the explanation. I would say the best thing to do is move on for a second while I figure out why this won't let me scroll.
Okay, well, we had Deluxe 7 here saying Tetsuo Body Hammer. That's a cool film. The original Tetsuo. Yeah, the only way that movie can make any sense if you smashed a lot of drugs before watching it. Visually, it's so cathartic.
This is Tetsuo the Iron Man, is it?
Yeah. The original Body Hammer was, I think that was the third one.
Demolition Man.
Sorry,
Demolition Man. Looks like Demolition Man had the most accurate future portrayal. There is no TP going to Taco Bell is a big deal. People refrain from physical contact because of spreading disease, and Wesley Snipes has been let out of prison. There you go.
Yeah,
Rap Kruger.
Cannot argue with that.
It's all historically accurate.
Absolutely.
Where's my rap Kruger?
So you got the Japanese side there. Now another side I love is Korea, because some of the movies they make. I mean, one of my all-time favorites is I Saw the Devil.
Oh, that's a lovely movie.
Oh my word! I mean, if you just look at the old revenge flick, it's like, well, the whole revenge movie is in the first 20 minutes. It's like, well, what are you going to do? Oh, you've let him go. Now, if you've never seen I Saw the Devil, I implore any gore hound to watch I Saw the Devil, because, oh, it goes there.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It goes there.
There we go.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's I Spit in Your Grave. But way darker.
Was that early 80s, I Spit on Your Grave? Or late 70s?
I want to say late 70s. I'll double check.
Train
The
to
original,
Busan.
yeah, late
original.
70s. It was after, it was close
Rambunctious,
to Last House on the Left, if memory serves me correctly.
That was what, 77, 78? Yeah, Rambunctious Orchid says Train to Busan was amazing. I've literally just watched this movie.
That is great.
Train to Busan is goddamn impeccable. Not the two. Why would you even bring up the 2009 remake? You fucking assholes, Google. Sorry.
I watched a movie called The Devil Wears Prada.
That's a different movie.
Yeah, let's move
1972. It's
Scared.
scary for a whole different reason. Glenn Close is a terrifying.
Oh, I saw the devil on the
It's
trailer.
1972 for Last House on the Left, and isn't it? Remember, it's only a movie. And 1978 for I Spit in Your Grave.
78. But yeah, just what a movie. That is one I need to get in my collection, is I Saw the Devil. It's just so good. And the ending, one of the greatest endings I've ever seen in a revenge flick. It's like, you know, there's going to be a good payoff, but my word, what I Saw the Devil does is beyond good. It is perfect.
It's a really good watch. Not for the faint of heart, but a really good watch.
It's like you said about the original disturbing movies. I mean, we mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist, Last House on the Left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this came up in the last stream, but I mean, even like Last House on the Left was so, and it kind of tips back to what Tom was saying earlier about how people have kind of got desensitized to a certain degree, and movies have had to get crazier. Because I mean, like Last House on the Left, the advertising was literally, remember, keep repeating yourself, it's only a movie, with that guy's voice. That guy's voice is more terrifying than anything.
Is that?
It's only a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, we know.
Okay.
It's only a movie.
I hope it's only a movie. Otherwise, people have committed some serious crimes in filming them, which is a terrible way to go about things.
It's only a snuff movie.
But then again, if you look into like the rest of the world, I mean, especially like you were saying about the Italians, when you had like Cannibal Holocaust hit the scene, I think that was 1980. And that was a game changer. Absolute game changer. I mean, I will never ever condone the cruelty towards animals for any reason. But what that did for this particular movie, the sense of realism that it captured. I mean, I know some people call it a found footage movie, even though it's not it's just a movie with a found footage segment. The realism that came from that was.
Well, I mean, it was so realistic. He had to literally show up in court and prove he didn't murder people.
Yeah, I believe it was the girl who was on the pike. She was impaled on with it coming out of her mouth, and I remember reading that when he was Ruggero Deodato was brought into court, that to prove that it was all fake, he actually just whistled the actress in. To the courtroom, it's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Well,
yeah.
that's how you handle that. That's how you handle that. Did you murder this woman? You'll find Exhibit A. No.
But they did the exact same advertising campaign as they did with the Blair Witch Project. Everybody says that the Blair Witch Project was a revolutionary movie in regards to promotion. I'm like, well, no, they just stole a page out of Cannibal Holocaust.
It was revolutionary because they made it look like it was a bunch of college students' camera footage. Although, I mean, Cannibal Holocaust was supposedly a film crew's camera footage.
Yeah.
Well, they also took advantage of the internet, which was just starting to come out.
Yeah.
And back then, I think people were more trusting of what was on the internet.
Back then, people didn't know the internet. I mean, like, that's back in, what year was that? 99. Back in 1999, and this is an honest to God true story, because I was literally only watching a documentary video thing about it a while ago. McDonald's didn't know what the internet was. Some guy rang them up with the... he was doing some article for Forbes about how companies were all starting to buy up domains in relation to the company because the internet was starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And he noticed that McDonald's didn't have the patent on their name, or the domain, should I say. So he rang him up and was like, you might want to get that domain because, you know, people are,
I should have bought it.
People are going to buy it. Oh no, funny story. They went, what's an internet? He was like, oh Jesus. Explained the whole thing to them, and they were like, I don't think that's really going to go anywhere, and it's not something we're really interested in, and then just left it at that. So he bought up the domain, and then they had to buy it back off him for I think he made them donate like $3,000 to buy computers to a school or something. That was it.
While we're talking about clowns that killed a lot of people,
nice.
I finally recently saw Terrifier.
That's a movie you can put in this list.
Yeah,
just the hacksaw scene alone. And he can't get through the head. Oh, spoilers. Sorry. My God, I was blown away. It's like, I've heard this was a gory movie. There's the gore. Lovely.
And
it just keeps going.
He is so good, man, at being a scary son of a bitch.
So now I need to see All Hallows Eve, which I believe was the short where the clown came from.
It's a feature.
What, so Terrifier is a sequel?
No, so...
it's just his own movie.
I thought All Hallows Eve was a...
There's All Hallows Eve and All Hallows Eve 2. The clown from Terrifier is essentially the running plot through all of the short films, give or take. He has his own short film in it, but he shows up in other people's short films, and he rounds off the end of the movie. Is the most non-plot ruining way of me getting into anything. He rounds off the movie in a almost, actually possibly better than Samara level TV freakout that I won't get into the ins and outs of, but it's really good.
Well, I think we've covered all the major Hollywood, popular, known, messed up movies. So how about the other side of it, where it is just literally an exploration of gore? You know, like the movies of August Underground, the Guinea Pig, American Guinea Pig.
Am I okay to run one of these trailers, Tom? Okay,
yeah,
cool. We'll go August Underground.
Now, I've recently caught up with all of the original Guinea Pig movies. So, A Bouquet of Guts and Gore, Mermaid in a Manhole. What was the other one? The Android of Notre Dame. They all cross over. I remember. I know there was Sacrifice. There was Bloodshock. The Song of Solomon.
There was another flower-themed one. And then there was some American guys also started in the American Guinea Pig series then as well.
I know Sacrifice was an American Guinea Pig, and I know Bloodshock was an American one.
Oh, God, I can't remember the director. Jessica Cameron's in it. It's like a possession-style movie, but it's part of his American Guinea Pig series. It looked gruesome as fuck.
Vomit Torture Chamber or something like that. Valentine guy. Yeah, there was. You're right about the Vomit Gore trilogy. Yeah, there was Regurgitated, blah blah blah. I can't remember. Yeah, it's just. I don't know if you've seen those, but it is just vomit videos while some girl tries to deal with her own psychosis. Let's put some moral in people having sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oi.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Song of Solomon is the possession one. Yeah.
That's really good.
Care. Yeah, I did watch that, and there was one scene where I just kind of gave up being entertained by this film, and basically it is a very much The Exorcist setup. But there's about a 3, 4, 5 minute scene where the girl, let's just call her Reagan, vomits up her own internal organs, and then once she's vomited them up, she says, "Hang on, I'm going to need those." Then spends another 3 or 4 or 5 minutes eating them again. I'm like, this is 10 minutes of film where I've just seen somebody upchuck their own guts and eat them again. You could have done this in a couple of minutes.
Well, maybe they just needed to pad the runtime.
I see, Jim.
Yeah, his video popped up after the August Underground.
Hey, he's a cool guy.
I hope he doesn't give out about that 5 seconds. It was very much accidental. Here we go.
He's a cool guy.
I have it fixed. Don't worry. Bear in
screen.
mind, there's like a 60-second delay between us being live and
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean the August Underground movies again. I completely forgot about them recently. Because you just kind of watch them and then get on with your life. Yeah, it's messed up, but I don't see the point in these films existing, other than to supply gorehounds who just want to see this kind of thing.
Like, I mean, I'm weird. Like, I like a lot of substance and I like plot to my movie, but there are some times where I just like to just watch someone get hacked the F up.
Yes.
Like a bad day.
I do not want to have to think about this film. I just want to watch someone get fucked up.
Someone having a worse day than you.
It's like one very close to Tom's heart, which I would assume is the Human Centipede trilogy.
Not that fucked up. No.
Nah. Now you get the first movie, and yeah, it's a mildly disturbing little film. It's nothing particularly extreme. But then he came back with the Human Centipede Part 2, and it's like, okay, you ain't messing around now, are you?
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
The minute you saw it in black and white, you were like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, yeah. He's.
What are they going to show?
And then you see Human Centipede 3, which that was just a comedy to me.
It was a comedy, very dark comedy.
I couldn't stop laughing
Human
throughout
Centipede
it.
2?
It's like
3. Yeah, that's properly OTT. I'll give him credit with Nikki Six, or not Nikki Six. Sorry, Tom Six. Sorry, Nikki
Tom
Six
Six.
is from fucking Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
I'll give him credit with the second movie. You actually do nearly kind of feel for Lawrence Harvey's character by the end of it. you do though. It's one of those. It's
kind of
one bit.
Not like I'm like, oh, I can totally get how I can suddenly decide to start staple gunning people ass to fucking face, without any form of surgical training. But you can get how his twisted little brain was warped that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a terrible.
I like to see the quasi. What's the word I'm looking for? Addressing the original movie as just a movie. What's the word I'm looking for?
Self-aware.
Yeah, maybe.
Meta.
I don't
Meta.
know. Meta. Thank you.
Meta.
Meta is the word I'm looking for. But it's got several scenes in that film which have served absolutely zero purpose to the plot or moral. And it's like, this is there simply for shock value. The scene that comes to mind is when the pregnant girl awakes and she's trying to escape in the car and she gives birth into the footwell. And if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. Why was that necessary at all?
Science.
It was just another spike of the ball.
Just because of science. That's what happens. That's how those. Yeah. You'd be surprised how often that happens in real life. Yeah.
Happened to me all the time.
Yeah,
especially in traffic.
Dropping babies. Dropping babies in changing lanes. You know me, Johnny. That's how I roll. Mm-hmm.
Just while we're down this little dark corner again and going back to a Serbian film, I think if we were talking about babies, people are going to know which scene I'm referring to. That popped up
Darren
on eBay
O'Toole
last year.
I'm assuming he's talking about Human Centipede 2. The second film was no crack.
There's no crack.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head there, Darren. Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry.
But yeah, the actual baby prop ended up on eBay. Like,
how much?
Okay. I don't know what it went for several thousand dollars.
I wouldn't have done several thousand. I possibly would. I would have given. Oh shit! I don't know. I would like. It would have been a pretty cool thing to have in the studio. Movie memorabilia side of it aside.
It's definitely a conversation piece for dinner parties. Yes.
In a jar.
Yeah, for conversation for dinner parties. Yeah. Or when I need people to get out of my house. Have you seen the studio? Is that a dead and mangled baby hanging from your wall? Tis.
Why, yes, it is. Let me tell you about it. One guy once violated it. Okay. Yeah, I'll call. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Is that the baby from Human Centipede 2? No, it's an actual dead baby. Get out of my house. No, I'm not. No, that's as far. No.
I'm going to hell. I know I am.
Yeah. Even in a stream about extreme horror, I don't think you don't want to open this door with me.
It's like did you see going to England? Did you see Eden Lake?
Yes, that is a bloody brilliant movie.
It's one of those really unsung extreme horrors. Now, it doesn't go to the levels of like Serbian Film and Martyrs and Co. But as far as extreme violence goes, my God!
Essentially, it's like a crime movie up until the halfway mark, and then it gets fucking.
It's like in the same bracket as Wolf Creek.
Yes, I would. Yes, yeah. It's nearly documentarian up until a point.
Just two movies which people don't seem to talk about enough when it comes to extreme cinema. I mean, Wolf Creek is, my God, the whole was it puppet on a stick where he severs his spine?
Oh yeah. When they were in
head on a stick, is it?
They were in some.
Oh my God!
But
that was a fun movie.
Wolf Creek isn't like disturbing though.
It's just extreme, yeah.
It's got some like shock value gore in it, but like it is. Mm-hmm. It's a horror movie with actual substance and plot and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah. There was a really obscure one I saw last year, Cat Sick Blues. Have you even heard of that one?
No, but I have 3 cats, so I experience it awful all the time.
Look into Cat Sick Blues. It is such a bizarre. It's almost comedy. Basically, it's about a cat lover who dresses up as a cat and rips people apart. But there's also a woman in his apartment who recently lost her pet cat, and they begin a relationship. And believe it or not, that's where it starts getting weird.
Red Rocket.
But it's one of those you've just you cannot explain this movie. It's like trying to explain Eraserhead to somebody. It's one you kind of need to see if you're into just weird, disturbing movies. Now, it doesn't quite get all the way to utterly disturbing, but it's in the spectrum, especially towards the end. And yeah, if you've ever seen Cat Sick Blues, you kind of need to see it.
I have the trailer playing in the background.
Apt to get offended. For Cat Sick Blues? Oh, this should be fun. So it looks like Dorian Cairns seen the film anyhow.
So, are you mean the cats in the movie, though?
Well, there is cat peril in the film, yes.
I'm going to need you to elaborate on that.
A cat dies.
Oh, okay.
You see, there's a picture of a dead cat right there.
I'll tell you, it's kind of semi-refreshing that it's not a dog for once.
Oh, if a dog dies in a movie, I'm done. I Am Legend.
I was just going to say, like, it was like, come on, that was literally in there just to piss people off. There was no plot or substantial like merit in that. Just to then be like, oh, do you know what? People couldn't give a monkeys about Will Smith's character in this. Have we tried killing the golden retriever? That'll sort him.
Yeah,
I was heartbroken. I
looked around. I
hated that because I was literally watching like, and I'm like, Will Smith standing right there, and you go for the dog. What a fucking bada bitch! I stopped that in time before somebody else's video pops up.
That's fine. But yeah, I watched this one. There's a friend of mine who you may know as Horrible Reviews, and he's the one that introduced me to Cat Sick Blues. And it's like, okay, he did kind of become my go-to guy for disturbing movies. I'm like, okay, what's this one? And I watched it. I was like, yeah, that's the kind of movie you don't forget. It's not up there with like Serbian Film and co, but it's in the bracket. And if you do like your messed up movies, but you also like that dark comedy, yeah, that's kind of a film just for you.
You know what I'm starting to realize? I thought I couldn't top a Serbian Film, but if I ever make it to 100,000 subscribers, I'm gonna have to do something that's even more so. And I'm seeing that there's probably a lot of choices out there now.
Oh, if you want to get those hands going, go Guinea Pig.
Guinea Pig, yeah, big following there.
Yeah, you got. There's a big subculture for those guinea pig movies, so you probably would get quite a lot of views out of it. Number one, Number two, I think your sheer reactions alone.
Are there literal guinea pigs in it, or
no? Imagine the term of experimenting on someone who's a guinea pig,
that they're human,
and then replace that with an actual person, and then that's. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever have to dissect a rat in biology class?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
petrified
replace that frog with a human, and he's not petrified; he's alive. That's
As long as it's
Well,
Yeah, for the first 10 minutes, they're like,
because I used to
Yeah.
have a real guinea pig. I don't think I
that.
could watch
That
an
is
actual
literally
guinea
the
pig
plot of the
suffer.
movie. Two dudes in gimp masks get someone and hack him the fuck up. End of movie.
Oh lordy! All right.
That's yeah.
I might have to
So
start a
if
list.
you're looking for a shock value one, I would say personally, I think that would be. Well, it depends what way you want to go with reviewers. There won't be a lot of storyline for you to get into. It's just going to be you going like this to several different shots from the movie. Pretty much the whole. After about 10 minutes, it's going to be a lot of this. I won't lie to you. I'm
If you want to go
like
to the
I'm forewarning,
absolute
and it's
if you want to go
it's
to
super
the
realistic.
absolute extreme, which there is one that is considered a movie. It's not considered snuff or anything like that. You got to the absolute extreme is one I found called The Butcher, which is basically a docu-movie about a coroner, an on-site coroner, and yet you see genuine bodies, and you even go to again dead babies, and it is beyond disturbing. It's a harsh dose of reality, but that is considered a genuine movie.
There's no plot to it. It's just following a coroner around.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
If you remember, like Faces of Death, where it was showing, well, even though they were several.
You're breaking up there.
Whoa! You're breaking up.
Yo, you're breaking. Yo, Mike.
Put in as
hey,
well.
Mike.
Yeah, this is 100% real. It's just called The Butcher.
You're going to have to say all of that again. You broke up
a little
badly.
bit.
I broke up very bad. Am I back now?
You're back now.
I'm clear. I'm consistent. Yeah, it's genuine accounts of a coroner. So everything you see is 100% real. If you're going to compare that to Faces of Death, where there were several segments which were faked, but there are obviously some genuine footage in there as well. But no, The Butcher is 100% genuine, and as I say, you see dead babies in that film, and it's like, that's something I don't want to see. That's not entertainment to me. Even if it's meant to be extreme, if it's designed as entertainment, great. I'll probably get on board. But this is a documentary, and it shows you things you don't want to see. Well, you shouldn't have to see.
Yeah.
Say morbid curiosity.
We got a comment in the chat that I'm going to have to address because it's like literally one of my favorite things in life. You guys ever see Masters? Of course. It was asking, did we ever see the Masters of Horror episode directed by the Itchy the Killer director called Imprint?
So now I'm a major Takashi Miike fan, but I've never seen his Masters of Horror
Imprint
episode.
Is
a failure.
Just on a visually cinematic standpoint, it is fucking gorgeous. It looks great. It's shot weird as hell.
Oh, everything Miike does.
Do you ever see that Japanese band called Duran Gray? Yeah, they Korn, by Jonathan Davis's own testimony or testament, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Duran Gray. They got a big influence, basically, but they got some fucked up videos, and some of the scenes in are very reminiscent of. He might even have done some of the videos because it's so on point with his style. But that Imprint, one of Masters of Horror, it's essentially about a girl, and this guy shows up, and I won't get into it. Go watch it. Go watch it. It's an hour of your life that you're going to be so happy you.
I will definitely.
Oh yeah,
it's Miike. Even if it's bad, it's going to be great. Bad for Miike. It's going to be good. It's going to be. There's a few directors that I have that way. It's like what's it called? Jun Bong Ho, the guy that did Thirst, and he did Parasite recently as well. Won the Oscar for that. Man. He did Memories of Murder.
Haven't seen it. Actually, give me a minute. I'll pull up the Imprint trailer and I'll run it while we're talking.
So Korean.
It's so good that I think it's the only. Yeah, it's so good that I think it's literally the only one that ran over an hour.
Over to they did the intro for the Death Note anime. I've not seen the anime of Death Note.
It is excellent.
You need to. The anime of Death Note is goddamn amazing.
Hang on.
The movie on Netflix is terrible.
Is god awful.
I've seen the 4 Japanese movies. I've seen the Japanese live action TV series. I'm even reading right now the actual original manga in the anime. So that will come after I finished these.
It's so much better. The Netflix thing was just disappointing and just incompetent front to back.
It wasn't intelligent. It was Bong Joon-ho. Thank you, Dorian.
I said I'd get my Ryuk.
Yeah. The Netflix movie. I mean, when I found out Willem Dafoe was going to be playing Ryuk, I'm like, oh my, yes, he is perfect as Ryuk. But yeah, then again, I saw the movie. I'm like, oh.
I have the Death Note notebook.
Okay.
I just can't find it.
Is it the Death Note? By no means is extreme in whatever sense. Although I did watch Suicide Club.
Yeah. That's okay.
That was fun. That one was fun. I saw one recommended movie, which will be my next, which is Tokyo Gore School.
What? Tokyo Gore School?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I like just that title alone.
Is that like Tokyo Gore Police put a school of them?
I have no idea, so I want to go in blind.
Okay. I'd probably try to go in with your eyes, to be honest with you, not help.
So yeah, there a world of disturbing movies out there. I'm just curious in the comments if anybody's going to mention something that we haven't covered. Movies, I'm not looking for them. I'm not totally crazy, but
they don't seem to find us.
Yeah, it's like I do criticize people for wanting to see the most messed up movies, but I'm kind of one of those people as well.
I like seeing messed up movies.
I do.
It's curiosity.
It's partially
that gets me.
Curiosity, and especially like I've been watching horror movies for so long. I've become so like not giving out about cinema before anyone does anything, but like I've become so desensitized to seeing a lot of that stuff.
It was I think it was Swedish. Oh no, Turkish. I think. Baskin.
Oh yeah, man, Baskin is freaking awesome.
That was really
Baskin's
fun.
Amazing. It's not like gory. It's more of a like surreal. It's a surreal mind fuck, and it's just I'd agree with you. The intensity through the whole thing is like really good.
The one thing I remember most is the bald. I was going to say little person to be politically correct. And he was amazing. If you look into the movie,
I was
outside. That is him. That is exactly what he looks like. There is no makeup effects on him.
Yeah. They
Sallow.
Sallow.
I've not even heard of that one.
I've heard of it. I think it sounds familiar.
Trailer.
Is it? It's like if you go back in time as well. I know you wanted to look into Ilsa.
That's disturbing for its time, but
it's more comedic
kind
now,
of. But I mean,
it?
like if you look at the actual kind of subject matter that it handles, I mean, it's in the middle of World War II and concentration camps, and there's some pretty graphic scenes with the experimentation stuff.
Salo. Oh yeah, I have seen Salo. It's so boring. Ilsa and She-Wolf for the SS. Well, there's 3 of them in there. It's a trilogy. I saw the first one. I never saw the sequels.
I myself and Giz reviewed them on ages ago. I can't remember why. Oh no! They're actually great movies. I can't remember why. You got titties in your stream now.
Fair enough. It's like Dorian says, Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom. Oh, the Carpophrages movie. If you want to Google Capophages,
if you
go
want
ahead.
to spell Capophages, go ahead.
Capophra.
Capophra.
Capophages. Ph.
Yeah.
Roges. I'm really curious to see what that's going to return.
Just I need to get rid of.
Oh,
just lock that there.
so which trailer
That's
is this?
Ilsa.
The Ilsa,
And
yeah.
you got me to jump off it just before the man bot showed up, so that's good. That's no. I'm going to give spelling this a go, and you guys keep talking. Capophages.
Capophages.
Is it supposed to be an Egyptian kind of thing? Just so I have a rough phonetic.
No. Capophages. Similar sort of time as well. One people seem to rave about is The Men Behind the Sun.
Never heard of that one.
That was a really strange one. It was a low budget one. It was all about experiment. I think it was it that may have been Korean. Late 70s, about performing experiments on kids and prisoners in general. But yeah, this one of those that kind of puts me to sleep. It's like Begotten. Actually, I take that back. Begotten was a lot more boring. I did literally fall asleep.
I'm going to have to say this movie you're on about doesn't exist. Sorry.
I didn't say the movie that exists. I'm just saying if you actually find out the meaning of the word.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Capophages. I'll save you the time. It's the act of eating shit.
Okay. Why did we get how did that happen? 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom. There's a lot of that in there. There's a lot of Capophages in that.
So it's just like 2 Girls, 1 Cup, the movie.
Nope.
Or the last scene in Pink Flamingos.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude. Oh, God.
No.
John Waters, man.
Okay.
Did you know? Weird random fact about Pink Flamingos. That movie funded A Nightmare on Elm Street. If it wasn't for the success of Pink Flamingos, we would not have Freddy Krueger.
And if that isn't a fantastic correlation of cinema, I don't know what is.
Apparently, the New Line Cinema, that was just a distribution company back then, when they were approached by Wes Craven to fund the film, that was their first ever production. And the only way they could actually fund the production was from the backtake from Pink Flamingos. Weird but true.
It's it is one of the. Sorry, I'm assuming Dorian Kane is talking about Ilsa. It is an exploitation movie, but it's a graphic exploitation movie. It would have been shocking for its time.
So I'm just having my tea.
Eating on stream, is it?
I am eating on stream, yes. I have a weight problem to maintain.
Hashtag pro, dude.
Mukbang channel.
If you're going to eat on stream, at least get nice and close to the mic so the ASMR dudes out there.
The ASMR, you have some jelly babies.
Oh, I want to hear
jelly babies are awesome.
Babies. Oh, baby.
You do not, because this is how noisy the packet is.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Now, I was talking about Men Behind the Sun. That applies to Ilsa too. Yeah, it was an exploitation movie. Yeah, there are some conceptually disturbing things in there. Well, there's a lot of physically disturbing things in there, but it's so little and so far apart. So yeah, the impact of it.
Well, you have
is
to take
quite
into
strong.
account as well. A lot of those exploitation movies back in the day, that's where you got the crazy, outlandish, grotesque stuff. It wasn't coming out in mainstream cinema, really.
Well, the interesting thing is the vast majority of extremely disturbing cinema is all based on reality.
Because reality is the most fucked up thing. Hashtag
absolutely.
Hashtag real life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's sad but true.
As I saw someone literally say in a post earlier, I can't remember. They were like, "I can't wait to go for a pint once the world stops acting like it's a fucking movie outside." Do you know what I mean?
So, are there any other movies we haven't actually
Or
covered?
does anyone in the chat have any movies that we haven't covered that are disturbing as fuck?
Yes.
If this was Facebook, I could actually put out a poll question and they could answer.
We're just so young. If you want some good, disturbing mukbang action. Well, I think you're a delightful person, Papa Pazuzu, but I'm just not that kind of boy. Sorry.
Almost any horror, any zombie movie is like a mukbang movie, isn't it?
The Sinful Dwarf. I'm not familiar with that one.
What's a mukbang?
Any of you two?
It's a short.
Oh,
There was a weird.
That was good.
There is one we've not covered. One certain taboo we've not gone into. Necrophilia.
We're going to talk about necromantic.
We have to talk about necromantic.
Okay, fine. Two people like fucking dead people and they
cover.
fucking dig up a dead person and they keep trying to fuck it. There you go. Necromantic.
Roll the credits.
But trying, like something's preventing them?
There was another one.
No, they end up
the weird thing
they
about
end up
necromantic-
preventing each other because they end up getting jealous over the. It's a weird movie.
What makes necromantic particularly disturbing is obviously the act is gross.
It's a real
just
corpse.
disgusting, but it is filmed like it's porn. You have the porn music and the act going on. It's like, is this one of these directors? Kind of fantasy projects?
Cold
What's going on here?
frolicking, according to Darren O'Toole.
What's the other? There was another one called Aftermath. I think it's had different names.
Wasper said it's not necrophilia. She's alive in your heart.
Now that's
dude. I don't know if you
You're
have
my
a
kind of
T-shirt merch line, Tom, but I think you might have found a new T-shirt right there. I can even Photoshop you up an image if you want. No worries.
Oh, I think you should do it. We should do it. We should create the most.
We should start like a Deadheads like fashion line through Tom's page. Yeah, just like random shit we come up with on the show.
And you're not getting royalties,
No.
Wasper. No.
You'll get a free T-shirt once we make them.
Which is the more messed up, Human Centipede?
Hey, I
1 or
can't hear
2?
anyone.
2.
Huh?
Definitely 2.
2, definitely.
Number 1's more eccentric and setting you up for what the basic premise of sewing people ass to face is. And then number 2 is watching Harvey. What's his name?
Weinstein?
No, Harvey. God, Harvey. Tom's not able to hear any of us. No, not Harvey Weinstein. Stop saying Harvey Weinstein. Harvey.
What?
No, your man's.
Weinstein.
No, your man. No, the surname is Lawrence Harvey. There you go. That's the guy that plays the main dude in Human Centipede 2.
Oh, yeah.
So
Human Centipede 2.
in Human Centipede 2, they just flip all that rules out the window and all the surgical precision and all of that's gone. And it's mostly staple guns and duct tape.
That's true.
Yeah. Can you talk about a disturbing film there for a sec? Because Tom's lost his audio, so I'm going to have to... Yeah, so if you talk for a minute, I'm going to mail him and see if I can... She's dead, though. She's dead, though. No, it's the same as Buffy. Buffy was a necrophiliac. Repeatedly.
I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go.
Return of the Living Dead Part 3. You know the one with Julie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Oh god, sexiest zombie
Linnea
ever.
Quigley, man, I swear to God, I will fight you over this.
Linnea Quigley was pretty. You got about Night of the Demons here?
No, I'm talking about Night of the Living Dead.
Where was she in that one? Oh no, sorry, I'm on about Return of the Living Dead. You're on about the original Return of the Living Dead. Yeah.
Linnea Quigley, man.
I forgot about it. Yeah,
Slash
the naked dance song.
And naked zombie. She goes full naked zombie, and she gets the weird
You kind of would.
Yeah, you still would. She gets the weird demon hair, kind of reminiscent.
You still would. You still would. It's the same with Julie in Return of the Living Dead 3.
You definitely would. Well, you see, Slash, while being all zombied up, is just a zombie. Julie is like
Melinda Clark.
Like Julie's like the Living Dead series is equivalent of Pinhead.
For that episode, yeah, she's kind of the mother as well, isn't she, of the zombies?
Yes, and very Pinheadish.
Somewhat, yeah. When she starts mutilating herself, that was weirdly arousing. I have issues.
And why?
I have no idea, but I rewound that scene a few times.
Really? Do you have a couch behind you? I feel you should lie down on the couch while we talk about this.
Tell me about your dreams.
Notebook.
Well,
yes, go on.
I don't know.
Describe it in as much detail.
Yeah. Oh yes, all the detail.
All the gory detail. When you're watching movies like that with a semi-naked chick as a testosterone-fueled teen, it's like, yep, I set my bar weird.
And that's when Mom walks in.
What are you watching? Not what you think.
Zombies!
Zombies titties.
Yeah, I had a hard time explaining Life Force.
Life Force, space vampires. But oh my god, we've got Matilda May.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pulling up the trailer for that. Give me a minute. Yes,
Life Force.
I know it has nothing to do with the topic, but it's happening.
But, yeah, if I was going to do the top 10 sexiest women ever in horror, she would definitely
My
make
fiance
the list.
is number one. Ha! That's how nice I am.
She's been in horror?
She has, well, she's in my TV show. It counts. And she's been in 3 of my horror shorts, which have also been on the TV channel. So,
okay.
So I suppose that counts. Hey, she's a sexy little Irish lady that looks like an anime character. You can't beat that. Like,
you got me there.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
That's my sexy lady of horror.
And if anybody does want to see Life Force, I believe it is on Netflix.
Oh.
And it is just a fun movie. If you like a practical effects movie, yes. If you like boobs, yes. If you like an evil Patrick Stewart, yes.
Evil, dude, you can't beat evil Patrick Stewart.
Matilda May's boobs pretty high on the might just win.
And a connection, the main guy also played Ed Gein in the movie.
He did, yeah.
Huh.
What was the something in the Moonlight? What were it called?
There she goes.
Oh, Matilda May.
And if you want that extra bit of class, it's a British movie. So it's, oh, hello, ho, Pip and Daddy. Yeah, he played Gein. What was the movie called?
I think it was just Ed Gein. It may have been like a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, I did see it. It was called like Murder by Moonlight or something like that. Oh, Matilda May.
Do you want me to find out?
Yeah, he's going to bug me. But yeah, for practical effects, wow. It is a wow movie. But it is also weird as hell.
It's very strange.
It's like, would you say something like Hellraiser could be considered an extreme horror movie?
When the hooks come
Which guy
flying
was
out,
Ed
yeah.
Gein again? Steve Railsback, was it?
Rails back, yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Movie, TV shows, Life Force, Helter Skelter. No, it's just called. Oh yeah, in the light of the moon. Although I
That's
think that
it.
might have been a working title because it just says Ed Gein on the poster.
Right.
I may have alternate titles for different
That happens
regions.
sometimes,
Maybe.
or sometimes they get put up on IMDb under one title, and then the company that buy the movie are like, that is not snappy enough, so we're gonna have to.
It's like me and Johnny were discussing a few days ago the movie Wither.
I forgot how much Matilda May's boobs were in this trailer. Sorry, I should probably turn this off. Should I?
This movie here, if anybody is an Evil Dead fan that wants more Evil Dead, watch Wither.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But when you try and find it online, it's called
Cabin of the Dead.
Cabin
Cabin of the Dead.
Cabin of the Dead. It's like, why rename
I'd
movies?
I'd
Stop
imagine they were
renaming
probably
movies.
told, "Hey, this is really like Evil Dead. Maybe we should play off that."
Evil Dead, Cabin of the Dead. Oh, boobies.
Yeah, movies got renamed in the. When I lived in the Philippines, I saw a lot of movies got renamed over there because nobody would get a name like Ed Gein, but something else a little more snappier would get
Super
more
crazy
attention.
manslaughter, man. Manslaughter?
There was a movie about it was about a robot or an android, and over there they called it Terminator 3.
Okay.
It had
Okay.
nothing to do with
But
the Terminator.
it actually had nothing to do with.
Is it like
No, it was an android. It was like a half man, half machine thing, but it was nothing to do with James Cameron's property.
okay? How long ago was this?
Oh, this was like 20, 30 years ago.
So it was way before the genuine Terminator 3.
Yeah. So that means in that area there must have been a Terminator 2 that wasn't related to the Terminator. But I didn't see that.
Right. I love Terminator 2. Possibly, I'd probably say that's the greatest sequel of all time.
Oh,
And if
Absolutely
not, it's a
perfect.
contender. If not, it's a contender.
what would you? That
Is
could
that
be
controversial?
that could be a good show. Greatest sequels of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest sequel. I could
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Anything.
Jot that down.
That's
And it's-
fun.
It's a perfect sequel.
That is really fun. Cherry 2000. That was funny.
Which one?
You're talking about the trash 80s movies, yes. I love 80s trash.
We are 80s trash.
Straight trash. Well, we are, yeah.
So is Tom.
I grew up through it. I went to high school in the 80s.
I went to high school in the 90s. Back in the day.
when old school was cool.
When that one guy did every voiceover trailer ever, it's like, there was one man in a world. You know,
I'm making
shut
all
up.
of the money.
Calm down.
Nobody else does this job.
I made.
Bar
All the
occasionally when they
money.
hire Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I wonder what
He
happened to
still
that
does
voiceover guy.
Yeah.
He still does that.
Yeah.
Why is it always in a world?
I saw some comedian.
I forgot his
talking about-
name.
What was his name? Pablo Francisco. He supposedly met him before.
Yeah.
And he said he literally talks like that's what he sounds like. Hey honey, can I get some coffee?
One man, one way.
Would you like to go to bed?
Oh, senor.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, baby. Coming soon. No.
I think we've covered extreme and disturbing, messed up cinema quite well tonight.
And
I think so.
It was what I would call a very informative, but yet not 3 hour long stream. Which
Yes.
Why am I
it was
getting blamed
definitely
for
you.
Oh,
this? I was drinking profusely.
By the end of the stream, dude, I was really like, will you just let me do my last movie review and go to bed?
What can I say? Didn't he do movie phone as well? I don't know.
Movie phone?
I don't know. But yes, so what are we thinking next time? We're thinking
I
talking
like,
about
best
sequels
horror
or
movie sequels.
best horror
Yeah.
sequels. I'm good for that.
Yeah,
Best horror sequels.
I'm good for that. That sounds fun.
Dickety-boo.
that sounds like fun.
I don't think there's anything left to do other than, well, just reading through a couple of comments. She looks good naked.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
You're all very welcome for that. Yeah, we probably should go through the comments
Yep.
before we go.
Roll up.
Hey, Betty White.
Betty White, I love you.
Where's Betty White?
Wouldn't be,
Best part of cooking till
would be
3
awesome if it really was Betty White.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
I adore it.
Please be
Oh.
Betty White.
Please, please. I think we've addressed everything in the comments, to be honest. That's cool. That's cool. Well, I don't think there's anything left but to ask Tom to wrap this up.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We're getting better at this, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, look, dude.
What-
We only started it. We're all used to just doing our own thing.
yeah.
And it's a merger, and there's always going to be some kinks and things. But as for I'd agree with you. I think it's gone quite well.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
All right. From the newbie, from our buddy Mike and the Gorecast, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.